Are you a heliocentric gravitational bullshit spinner moron? If you are, you would have to accept the traditional explanation of why a comet is happening, and you'll have to say that it's divided up into a dust tail and a ion tail, because these comets just have a never-ending supply of dust. It just keeps leaking dust wherever it goes, because they're billions of miles away, and they're just splitting up like that because, well, they just like to split up like that. And even though they're completely oblivious to what we observe with natural phenomenon, with lensing aberration and lensing distortion, which has glass as the imaging catalyst, which actually creates the distortion. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Ever since the dawn of time, when man has been trying to figure out why comets are forming, they neglected one very, very, very important element: glass in the sky. Glass. Here's a bullshit documentary, The Comet's Tail. Kind of funny that they call it The Comet's Tail, because it is fiction. It's fiction, guys. It's fiction. It's fiction. What is a comet? Look at this. What is a comet? Facts. Facts about comets. Let me know. I really want to know what comets are. You gonna tell me? Comets are balls of snow, ice, and dust that orbit the sun. Most of them spend all their time at very edges of the solar system. They have long oval orbits that can take hundreds of years to complete. If the comet travels close to the sun, it warms up. The snow and ice turn to gas, which along with loosened dust erupt from the comet's surface and stream out to form two long tails. T-A-L-E-S. These comets can be seen as bright streaks in the night sky if they pass close to the Earth. Dust. Gas. How about lens aberration? How about coma aberration? You know what coma aberration in photography is, guys? Coma aberration. Let's take a look at coma aberration. This guy is actually shining a light source through a glass lens, and the angle of the incident light source, it's an off-axis angle. It's going to be an oblique angle, so it's going to create an aberration on the screen here. Let's watch.
And it's away from the optical image.
Let's see him tilt it. Oh, look, he's going to tilt it now. What's happening? Look at that. Right there, you see that? That's called coma. It actually has a term in photography. It's called coma. Coma, or chromatic aberration. It creates a tail. Chromatic aberration. It's a real effect. Coma in optics. The chromatic aberration, refers to aberration inherent to certain optical designs due to imperfection in the lens or other components that results in off-axis point sources, such as stars appearing distorted, appearing to have tail, coma, like comet. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there is glass in the sky, and the sunlight wraps around and it shines on these comet objects. It gets filtered through the glass. There's a birefringent quality, I've told you before in my videos, to the glass, which will split up the tail into two different projections, two different tails, and it's creating a coma optical effect due to the glass. That's all it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's all it is. It's an off-axis focal point. So it's creating a tail. So all these bright minds in science and over the history of time have been telling you, like Newton, they're all wrong. Gravity's bullshit. Look at this, camera lens optical coma. Okay, when we look at the stars, we're looking at them through the glass. Don't know how much time has passed, although it seems like forever. And the stars are lying. And the stars are lying. Let's see, I got a bunch of tabs open here, so excuse me if I'm not going in any chronological order here. look at this, Catalina comet. They didn't want to talk too much about the Catalina comet last year because normally their comets, the tail is opposite the sun, but this particular comet, had the tails going in almost the exact opposite direction. You know why that's happening? Coma aberration. There's actually another term. It's called tangential astigmatism or sagittal astigmatism. Let me find that tab. It's somewhere around here. Bear with me. There we go. A practical guide to lens aberrations, the lonely speck aberration test. Aberration, simply an imperfection in the way a lens focuses light. Number of different classifications of aberrations. Okay. First off, it talks about chromatic aberration. I mentioned that before, why the stars have a red shifting to them or a blue shifting. It's a fringe effect because the stars are behind glass, behind a damaged glass before. As I told you before about that due to the flood. Okay, so we have a damaged glass sky up that's encompassing the stars within the celestial sphere. But then we also have, I believe there's actually at least two more glass spheres. One that's enveloping the sun and the planets, and then the one at 100 kilometers high. So we have chromatic aberration. I've already explained to you that chromatic aberration. Let's see, we get the fringing effect going on. That's what's happening, guys. You're still going to get chromatic aberration with some of these SCT telescopes that claim to not produce chromatic aberration. I showed you in a video before, about a year ago, how you will see the shadow of Jupiter's moon on Jupiter, and there's going to be a fringe. That was looking through a telescope that claims to not produce chromatic aberration because there's glass in the sky. Don't tell anybody. They'll think you're crazy. Monochromatic aberration. What I want to get to is chromatic aberration right there. Just coma is named for its comet-like shape. Well, actually, the etymology for the word comet actually is derived from dust, so it's completely wrong in the first place. But in photography, chromatic aberration is definitely an effect created by the glass. It's not created by the dust on the glass. It's just created by the glass. Occurs when light from a single source entering at the edge of a lens is not projected at the same size as light entering the center of the lens. Okay? So you're going to get an off-axis shifting of the focal point of light, creating a divergence in the light and making a tail. All right. So we talked about that. So chromatic aberration, coma. You can see this on street lights. Pull up some of the images I pulled up in Photoshop. There we go. There's right there. It's chromatic aberration. In photography, looking through this lens, this photographic lens, the edges of the lens are going to actually create this chromatic aberration depending on the f-stop that you use. Some more pictures of chromatic aberration. This is chromatic aberration. There's at least, you got 6 or 7 different classes of aberration here. We've got coma, tangential astigmatism. That's what I wanted to talk about as well. Then you got coma plus astigmatism on the right there, or sagittal astigmatism. Some of these comets look like they even have like 3 tails. How's that working for you, Newton, Neil deGrasse? How's your comets working out for you with your gas? Are you running out of gas? Are you running out of dust? So we got tangential and sagittal astigmatism. Astigmatism causes point light sources at the edge of the frame to stretch in line. Astigmatism can occur in 2 directions dependent on the direction that the light is spread. So we got some of these comets exhibiting tangential astigmatism. It's right there, guys. The comet is like a dead giveaway. There's glass in the sky, and the Earth is concave, cellular. Oh, look, here's some tangential astigmatism appearing at the corner. So I guess the difference between tangential and sagittal is the tangential astigmatism is going to create this this polarized aberration along a central focal point. Like if this is like this white arrow here would be toward the center of the frame. Same thing with sagittal, but it would be going the other way. So we see that a lot. Okay, so that's really what I wanted to focus on. I wanted to help you understand that comets are a dead giveaway. There's glass in the sky. I mean, they've been talking about it for centuries, and they're completely oblivious and wrong to the main reason why. It's a glass, you know? As Bob Dylan would say, don't try to fool me. The sky is yellow. It's made out of glass. Some more pictures here. Comet Catalina. We got three tails here. Here's one with three tails. So we got some tangential stigmatism with some coma aberration on the glass. Separated by the birefringence, separating it into the different wavelengths of colors. That would make sense too. There's birefringence in Libyan desert glass, so we know it's made out of. It has a birefringent quality to it. Look at this. Comet Catalina is actually exhibiting. The tails are like they're swirling around. You know, it's like a clock. It's like you got the minute hand in the second hand, or the hour hand in the minute hand. They're just like swirling around there. How is that happening? Oh wait, I know. This is your explanation. It's just perspective. So we get two tails pointing in different directions. In the case of Catalina, we see it at an angle that makes it look like they point in opposite directions. Bullshit. You're full of shit. Don't let them bullshit you with their word salad, sophistry, bullshit answers. Why comets appear in the sky. Unbelievable. See, I made this comet in my shower here with a glass
Curved too.
using chromatic aberration, shining a flashlight through glass, creating the coma. That's right there. How simple is that, guys? It's so simple. I talked about the birefringence and the glass sky in a previous video. Here's more video where I was explaining the comet tail splitting. Now, with the sun here on the top and the light, actually, it's going to be radiating around, bending around like that. The sunlight can either be coming through the lower glass and going back up again to create the splitting, the coma aberration effect, or, like I said before, the sun could be in its own glass chamber, tabernacle, as Psalm 19 would say. Like in this video here.
I told you about the fool on the hill.
Glass iron. See, it's in its own tabernacle, so it's possible that the light is emanating through this glass tabernacle, and it's creating the coma aberration because the incident angle of the light is hitting like that. They also talk about coma aberration being apparent in mirrored reflecting telescopes with a parabolic mirror as opposed to a spherical mirror. A parabolic mirror is not going to be completely circular. It's going to be more like a parabola, and so that coincides with how I tell you before how the glass sky is flexing throughout the day. It's not a perfect sphere because of the pressure and the lack thereof, and it's creating the tides that way. And there's magnetite in the glass, and it's being attracted by the moon and the sun. It's all right there, guys. So we can have nested concentric spheres. It's all right there. Coma aberration. Coma, okay, the orbit of the planets. Now, these comets obviously have a very long cycle, maybe 80, 90 years or whatever. And so most of the time, they're going to spend their orbit very close to the sun, where they're not being seen by the sun because of the way the sun emanates out like that, possibly. But they're, for some reason, they're staying up higher, where you're not going to get the incident angle, the obliqueness of the light hitting it. And so, but when they do descend over time and they get closer, I believe that when they get closer to the glass sky at 100 kilometers high, that's when the sunlight, the oblique angle of the sunlight hits them. And that's when it creates the coma aberration. And then it goes back up again via convection. I believe it's convection. So it's like a temperature ascending and descending effect. It's all cyclical, all right there within the Earth, behind the glass. Comets. Can you believe all the shit you guys swallowed? I swallowed too. I mean, we were taught this bullshit in school. Dirty snowballs. Fucking idiots. They know about this, guys. Of course they know about this. The Masons. Come on. Don't be stupid anymore. The easiest answer. Occam's razor is there's glass in the sky and the earth is concave. It's very simple. It's very simple to understand. Everything explained with the glass sky that they couldn't explain before. Remember? Tektites. Remember the mystery of tektites? It's very simple. Pieces of the glass firmament. It's a mystery to them, though. Obviously, Megacry meteors, Bottlinger's rings. That's all right there, guys. And comets. Comets. Okay, look at this one here. Look at curved light. I mean, it's right there. Why is a comet's tail curved? Because light is bending within the Earth. How much more proof do you need? You see that with the moon terminator illusion. Don't overthink this. You don't need to overthink this. You just need to know at 100 kilometers high, the Kármán line, it's a hard surface. The reason why you're bouncing radio signals off of the ionosphere is because it is a hard surface. If it was just a plasma cloud, it would not bounce. It would not reflect. It would just be absorbed. So many good reasons to understand. It's right there. It's hidden in plain sight. It's hidden. Well, it's not plain sight because it's transparent, but it's right there. Okay? It's the same way we see auroras. Auroras. Think of a plasma ball. Okay? The auroras are happening inside the glass on the inner edge. Okay? There's plasma above the glass. The ions. The ionosphere. Okay? The light is interacting with the plasma. It's creating a surface, a canvas to project the light onto, and it's curved. Chromatic aberration. It's right there, guys. It's right. This is it doesn't work in any other model. You need glass in the sky to see a comet. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts. And it doesn't work if it's a dome over a flat pizza. That doesn't work. Sorry. We have an equidistant height of the bottom of auroras, the top of sprites. It's all 100 kilometers. Radio wave propagation, Schumann resonance, all at 100 kilometers. It's our broken record here. Okay. Coma aberration, birefringence, ionized plasma, light, tangential astigmatism, or sagittal astigmatism. These are optical effects due to lens aberration with glass. Period. End of sentence. End of story. It's over. Concave cell Earth, glass sky. End of debate. We win. Thanks for watching.